Yo, 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 que lo que, guys? And you're here with your host from SportAches, K Noon, The Bean, and Smokey.
Yo, yo, yo.
What's up?
All right, guys. So let's talk James Harden 44 and 17 game, of course, because that was just ridiculous. That man went on a mission. Some would say the best scorer of our generation. That man came straight off the jet after filling up on hot wings at the strip club, and he came in hoop. So, what do you guys got to say about that, man?
I'm not going to say that it's expected from Harden, but 44 and 17 is insane. Like, what a game against the Trailblazers. So he had to put up some numbers to try to get them to win there. And it did go into overtime. Trailblazers were resilient. CJ McCollum, 44, career high 9 3 balls, and added in 8 dimes as well. But Harden was really the man that stole the show. But don't sleep on Christian Wood either. Also had a 31 and 13 playing alongside Harden. That pick and roll action was looking pretty deadly.
I liked it, obviously. I mean, he's been doing this for the past couple of years. I don't want him to leave Houston because I want to see how he can play with John Wall. But also, I think anybody who trades for him, the Rockets will be the loser at the trade because in the NBA, the superstar team always wins the trade. We've seen it multiple times.
Yeah,
I would say the Nuggets kind of robbed the Knicks for years.
That's because we could have got him off for free agent.
Yeah, that's true. We should have we could have got Melo off free agency and kept our core.
This is not unexpected from him, 44. Right now, he has 34, 6, and 8.
Yeah. He can score the ball. But the main thing is, there's been so much talk about his off the court life, and
it doesn't matter. If you're coming to work and getting 50 a game, like if you get fucked up the night before work came noon and you go to work the next day and produce, what the fuck?
Hey, listen, that's the lifestyle that 90% of college kids endure,
But not even that.
We get it. I get it. I love it.
Yeah. But it's just because,
as long as you come and do your work, what you do on your own time is your business. I say.
If you're putting in the work, no one got nothing to say.
99% athletes who live that lifestyle can't do what he's doing.
Yeah, James Harden is that guy that he can literally come out here and just do his thing. And honestly, if you think about it, Michael Jordan was at gambling all kinds of hours of the night doing his thing. Dennis Rodman was at strip clubs and doing his thing. And they got down to brass. And, when the time came to it, they were.
Now you see how the narrative leads everything. Back in the day.
It's because of social media, though. Like back in the day, you wouldn't see someone posting on Twitter, look at Michael Jordan here at the casino.
What I was going to say, back in the day, when that happened, it was like, oh, my God, look at Mike. He's so unhuman. He could go play 7 rounds of golf in the morning and then go gamble in the nighttime and still kill these people. Harden's literally doing the same kind of thing. Let LeBron go and play like pickup football the morning before a game. Oh my God, they would have a field day. But when Mike did it, it was so great.
All right, well, today in the game, John Morant went down after he tried to get a block attempt. So, prayers up for Ja, hope for speed recovery. Didn't look too bad.
The X-ray said no damage.
Mm-hmm. No structural damage.
So hopefully,
so he should be good. He should be good. He'll be back hopefully at some point this season, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. It depends on the level of sprain. But moving on to a topic that this is huge: the New York Knicks blowing out the Milwaukee Bucks. Ridiculous.
The best game of the year. The best game that has been televised.
I don't even know where to go with this. Honestly, both
Alfred
of you guys.
Payton. Alfred Payton is a great place to start. 27 and 7 with 3 balls. Come on. It's probably going to be I hope it's his best game of the season. I can't stand to watch Alfred Payton play basketball. Yeah. He definitely led us last night.
I'm not mad. If he's producing, I'm not mad.
I'm mad. I don't want him getting tick out there, but
I want
that's besides the point. So. Also, Julius Randle had a great game as well. 29, 14, and 7 assists to go along.
It's not just the 29. It's the way he was getting the 29. Fadeaways at the post, sidestep threes at the oh my God.
Yeah, his jump shot was looking absolutely
ridiculous. He had like
Devin Booker or something.
He was looking like the second coming to Anthony Davis.
Two baseline fades like to beat.
Honestly, Davis wishes, bro. I don't even think I've seen Davis shoot like that. Like just pull up mid range. Fadeaway mids and threes. Oh, he looked like left-handed Carmelo out there. It was ridiculous.
Oh, but I've been a fan of him.
And I hate Julius Randle, but honestly, the Kentucky KP and the Kentucky staff on the Knicks
Payne is developing these young players.
He's developing them so well. He's getting them to play into like his role. There was a lot of times where I could see Peyton and Randall giving it to themselves, and now Alex Burks is another of the vet trio that they're trusting to just keep RJ away from the ball on possessions at a time.
Alex Burks is a sharpshooter.
He's a shooter. And honestly, I would hope that at least, I don't want to say all three of them, but I would hope that at least two of the three are traded come trade deadline. Possibly, hopefully, in my opinion.
I think Dennis Smith Jr. has to go.
I do not believe that we would get much for him, though. That's the trouble.
At all, but I think he'll be in one of those packages.
Another thing that stood out to me last night, well, there were two things. One, it was, I think the formula, you realize the formula to beat the Bucks is that they overhelp a lot. They were collapsing on every drive. As soon as somebody got like even close to the paint, there was like two people around them, and that's how like a lot of them were getting open threes.
But the difference is that the New York Knicks shot over 50% from three last night.
We shot 54 from the field and 59 from three, while the Bucks shot 18% from three. Like, obviously, they're not going to shoot 18% from three every game.
I definitely think this game was a mulligan for the Knicks. I don't expect Julius Randle to be shooting over 50%. I don't expect Alfred Payton to be shooting 100% from three.
I'm not expecting this from the nightly, but another eye test thing that I did see while watching the game last night, even though it didn't really show up in the box score, I just felt like the Knicks were getting after it on closeouts and loose balls and stuff like that.
Yeah, they were definitely hustling and muscling.
The Knicks, I believe, won the rebounding battle. They won it by 2, but a lot of that was like in garbage time. The Bucks were getting second chance points. If you go quarter by quarter, I think they out-rebounded us in the second.
Well, we won on the rebound somehow, so.
Yeah, they out-rebounded us in the second half, but we got them for the first. And
lastly, I just want to touch on Frank Ntilikina. He came in and was looking pretty sharp in the fourth quarter. His handles were looking a bit more polished than I was used to seeing from him. Even though he did get ripped by Giannis on one play, I think that was just a better defensive play. They had a nice quick double team to get the ball out of the team. But 4-4 from three, and I was liking the confidence on those jump shots.
Before we move on as well, Kevin Knox did have a rough shooting night, only shooting 3 for 8 and 1 for 4. But it felt like every shot, all 3 of those shots were like tough buckets.
He had a couple tough finishes over like Lopez and shit.
On that topic, lastly, I want to say Kevin Knox, he shot 3 of 8, but like he played well. His threes didn't fall, but they were good shots. I enjoyed the way he drove. The fact that he played 26 minutes alone, extremely positive, and hopefully we can see a lot more of at least around that amount of minutes. But I know there's a lot of players coming back that are hurt right now, like Quickly and Toppin, so there's going to be a reduction in minutes. But I want to see him be a healthy player in our rotation, like one of our top 7 players at least.
I can't wait to see what we have out of Quickly, man. I was so mad to see him get hurt.
Yeah, it's a real shame, honestly. I would love to see what he would be able to do for this team. RJ played his best basketball with, Quickly there too. So, all right, moving on. Mavericks, Clippers. No Kawhi Leonard. We saw he got, in a bit of a little mix-up, accident with Ibaka, and he had to get some stitches. But, wow. Who would have thought that the Clippers, without Kawhi, would be this bad? Bad is ridiculous.
I don't want to get too high or too low because it's a regular season game, but
okay. But
50 points
I would like to
is pretty bad.
Smokey, I know that you at least see this from my perspective. You see this as a team. The Mavericks, obviously, without their second best player, without a franchise facing Porzingis as well. So they're in a similar boat as the Clippers without Kawhi. But to be the biggest halftime deficit in the Clippers' history. I think that I'm not sure if this
Luka didn't even have a crazy game.
Luka didn't even have a crazy game, and they just absolutely destroyed them. The Clippers had no type of offense. I can see why they desperately tried to get Rondo to recruit.
They need a playmaker.
They need a playmaker. That thing is ridiculous.
Luke Kennard was not the pickup they needed.
Luke Kennard now the Luke Kennard's pick makes no sense. Like, oh, great, you add another guy that can play when he has the ball off the catch and shoot. Like, that kid, it's ridiculous. Patrick Beverley, obviously.
Paul George struggling. He only had 15, I think, in the game. Luka Doncic had more points responsible for than the entire Clippers starting lineup.
The Mavericks didn't have a great shooting night. They only shot 34% from 3 as a team. But then when you compare it to the Clippers 12, they seem like superstars.
The Mavericks weren't playing on all cylinders. They weren't playing that good. To be up by 50 at half is absolutely astonishing. 20 points at half in your NBA team. a college team could put up that much.
You can't just say Kawhi wasn't playing too, because everybody else was playing, and they shot 4 for 33 from the 3-point line and 26 for 76 from the field. Right, guys who you count on you to score: Lou Williams 0 for 4, Patrick Beverly 0 for 2, Luke Kennard 3 for 11. Serge Ibaka shot the highest percentage on the team, and that shouldn't be happening. And he still shot 0 for 4 from 3. His buckets came from the paint.
Like Paul George 0 for 6 from 3.
Yeah, 4 for 13. But I feel like the defense was keyed in on him.
Paul George, I don't even know if we can say more than he's accustomed to, because at the end of the day,
he was the number one option.
He was on the Pacers as the one option all his career, and
he's
so
Westbrook, Carmelo.
Honestly, I think it's just that he should be playing some point guard for them. Also, he needs to ball handle a lot. I feel like I didn't watch the game, so I couldn't see if he was.
So the way it sort of wasn't happening, because they're doing a lot more like catch the ball in the mid range, catch on the wing, that kind of play.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's when he's at his best. Like he had literally
would disagree.
When he was playing on the Pacers, he was having the ball in his hand most of the time. If it wasn't
Jordan. Yeah, it was a catch at the top, ISO bake. The Thunder season.
Yeah, that too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the way that they got him playing now, they got him like trying to like yesterday. He was like playing out the mid range and all of that. Came at the line. He had 7 points at the line out of 15.
I mean, the guy wasn't hitting the threes though.
Yeah,
they need a guy that can be able to like slash and cut and draw the defense.
They need a playmaker. They need somebody who can get other shots. Who can get
Reggie
shots
Jackson
for other players.
is not that guy. Patrick Beverly is not that guy. I think
Rondo was supposed to be that guy, and they just ended up not offering him.
They did offer it. Hawks just beat them to it.
Honestly, and I believe that the Clippers offered more honestly too. I think that he was doing it as a respect thing for the Lakers to not play against his brothers that he just won a championship with. So he went to other conferences.
I saw something on a podcast. He was like he wanted to live in as many cities as he can, and like he lived in LA last year.
That's the cute answer.
That's a cool goal to have.
So moving on, I think that spells disaster for the Clippers going ahead no cap. I think that they're gonna have a lot of trouble. And
I wouldn't overreact to it that much. I
wouldn't react to that much, but I don't think that this team is gonna in the playoffs is gonna be tough, man. I don't think that they're gonna be able to I want to say that
we still have a whole season. They could still pick somebody up at the deadline.
That's what I'm just saying from what I saw last night.
They should have gotten a Trey Burke last offseason. He was just chilling in free agency at home, and the Mavericks picked him up, and the guy is still a buck.
You know who would be a great fit? Alfred Payton. Huh? How about we get Alfred Payton and the Clippers? The Knicks and the Clippers.
Jr.
We've got some experience doing trades with the Clippers. We like trading with each other, So, but let's move on to NFL. All right, Week 16, unbelievable. Jets win. Jaguars secure the number 1 pick. Trevor Lawrence is going to Jacksonville. It appears so.
That's what it looks like.
And Tom Brady breaking the touchdown record also, man. There's a lot of stuff happening in football. What do you guys got to say about the Jets, though? Do you believe that it was in their best interest to win that game? Why would they win?
Obviously not.
Why would they win that game?
Either way, the only difference is they secured the Jacksonville getting the number 1 pick. But they were in the hunt for the number 1 pick. They didn't have it. All that win did was secure.
While they were 0-14, I believe they were the number
13.
Yeah, but the first game that they won kind of took them out the picture. But this one,
because the Jaguars, they had like the tiebreaker if they had the same record. Yeah.
Yeah, but this one was like the nail in the coffin.
Yeah,
it's funny because if I keep it to you straight, I think that I don't think the Jets need a quarterback.
I don't think they need a cornerback. Sam Darnold is so solid.
Like Sam Darnold, when he has his pieces, when he has Jameson, Crowder out there and stuff, like they move the ball. They can move the ball a little bit,
Like they beat 2 playoff teams. It wasn't 2 like scrubs. And they should have beat the Raiders 2 weeks ago. They should have beat the Raiders. They lost on the Hail Mary. They should be a 3-win team.
I have a couple of players I would like to see on that team. I think if they get the number 1 pick, they would feel the pressure to draft Trevor Lawrence, which I don't think would be necessary.
It would not be the fix.
Yeah. I would like to see like the wide receiver from Alabama. I believe his name is Devonta Smith.
Yep. Devonta Smith, huge player.
I like him a lot, especially because like Alabama is a run-heavy team. And if he's standing out on a run-heavy team like that, that shows talent. You know what I mean?
They always have at least two
Yeah,
guys
but
that stand out.
yeah,
Though.
Jerry Judy last year.
They run it.
Henry
They
Ruggs.
on them long balls because nobody could beat them one-on-one matchups. They
And-
always pull like the best high
That's
school
just
recruits.
Bama's game, getting the most talented players.
Yeah, right now they're projected at the second pick, so I mean they would really have to pick it a little besides Trevor Lawrence.
They have too much to address.
Yeah,
They should probably trade. Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
they should probably trade
They
down.
should trade down and just acquire as many picks as
I would,
possible.
Yeah,
I would want to see them draft like a couple O linemen, maybe a linebacker.
Yeah, Mechie. Let's
See what Jamal Adams was. Let's see what they turned Jamal Adams into.
Kevin, you talking about Micah from Penn State?
Who?
The linebacker from Penn State. Is that who you talking about?
Oh no, I was talking about the lineman that they drafted. This
Quinnen
year.
Williams.
Was that the lineman they drafted?
No.
Wait, from the Jets?
Yeah, it's
Quinnen Williams.
like Mekhi Becton or whatever.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, he's
Quinn Williams is solid though. I think he's like the one bright
Yeah,
spot.
he was having a breakout year and he got injured.
And also Denzel Mims, the wide receiver they got in the second round, he played only a little bit because he was hurt. But
yeah, he's been looking good.
that kid he could play, man. He can.
Yeah,
really
he's been looking good the last couple of weeks.
Quinn Williams was like the bright spot of that team.
Yeah, he was a bright spot for their defense. Actually, has been pretty good against the run, especially as of late.
And Quinn Williams is funny as hell.
Of course, everybody knows.
Yeah, he's a great kid. I'm just going to point out Tom Brady. A lot of things going on with Tom Brady. You know, Smokey's a huge Tom Brady fan.
He's broke the Tampa touchdown record.
Yeah, he's loving it.
In his first year. I think this is going to be Tom Brady's worst year as a Buck. Obviously, the weapons are there, but Godwin has been hurt half the year. Mike Evans started the year playing on one leg. He lost O.J. Howard. The ceiling's the limit for Brady. I could definitely see him maybe going for 40 touchdowns next year.
Oh, the brother's 43, and he's looking as great as ever.
He's still looking sharp out there. There was that one rough stretch where he was struggling with the deep ball, but since that stretch, he's been...
Yeah, he was looking awful for like 8 weeks. So
for like 5 weeks.
Bro, what's wrong with you?
What?
He passed for 248 and 4 touchdowns on Saturday against my favorite team. I was watching the game.
Should I be impressed?
Absolutely
okay. But now it's like almost like excuse me, Bean Master. What is wrong with you? Did you see not Matthew Stafford threw 2 passes before leaving the game? Are you impressed because
what
they
does
beat?
That have to do with him?
You guys are a Division III football team. You guys will be competing in like the Sun Belt or some shit. You guys are awful. My high school team could 40-piece the Lions without Matthew Stafford.
Bro.
Let's not pretend that the Lions are like the breaking ball. You guys should be competing for Lawrence. You guys are awful. I don't want to hear anything about the Lions. That's not impressive.
What does Matthew Stafford
yields to the Lions?
What does Matthew Stafford throwing 2 passes before leaving the game have to do with him having an 82% completion record, 350 yards, and 4 touchdowns? What a 158 quarterback rating, bro. Like,
okay, all right. You asked the question, so now then you got to stop so I can answer it. So what you just said is, what did a team not having their starting quarterback do? Well, obviously, their team started putting out a bad quarterback who's getting 3 and outs, keeping their defense out there for long periods of time. And that makes them exhausted every time they come back out here, correct?
Brady was putting up points at the start of the game,
82%.
Yeah, Brady wasn't even passing in the second half. They put in Blaine Gabbert, who went off for 150.
Backup quarterback who also lit up the line.
Yeah,
the Lions are the 30th
touchdowns and 477 yards.
The Detroit Lions are ranked 32nd out of 32nd in points allowed in the NFL. They are the worst defense in the NFL.
I wouldn't go through it as a Knicks fan. Y'all want to make
you guys allow 32 points a week. Let's not pretend the Lions.
Mike Evans, 181 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Like, bro, it's slightly impressive.
Antonio Brown also had a touchdown. Shout out to
Antonio Brown, and I doubt that Antonio Brown is going to come back for the low. Are you guys going to give? Who's
going to pay him? What did he even do? That was that crazy? Who's gonna break the bank on Antonio Brown?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that they'll get a lot of teams to pay.
Oh, there are teams that are one piece away.
He was like a 4th option on your team, dude. He still looks amazing. He looks so talented. If he was,
good. I wouldn't say
he was
amazing.
getting more burned than Antonio. I mean, than Godwin some game. He was getting more touches than Godwin some game. And honestly,
Because
Antonio
that's
Brown
just
looks like
game
he could
flow.
still be prime Antonio Brown almost, bro. We can't forget that it was like.
Yeah, I doubt anybody in the NFL pays him over $8 million.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at the stats. In 7 games, he has 34 receptions and 345 yards, which is not too bad considering he's playing like around a whole bunch of talent.
And considering that
Of
Tom Brady
course
can't
not. I'm
throw it
not
over
saying
10
that
yards.
Antonio Brown is washed. I'm saying who's gonna break the bank on an Antonio Brown? Come on. Nobody even wanted to touch
you
him.
said $8 million. Once you said $8 million, I was like, okay, that's it. I think that's around where he would get, and I don't think the Bucks would match.
Nobody's paying him over $8 million.
I'll take it.
I think a lot of teams should though.
I'll take it.
I think the Pats for one should give him $10 million if he desires it. I think that
Fuck out of here.
every single team could want to play like Antonio Brown. I feel like the Jets,
Who
any team.
would want a player like Antonio Brown?
I mean, the Buccaneers for one definitely didn't need him, and they got him. So
Because he wanted to play with Brady.
Yes, because they have that relationship. I don't know if y'all watched the game like I did, but when he's caught the touchdown, Brady was the first guy over there. Like Brady ran as fast as he did all year.
Yeah, it was his first touchdown with the team. He had to go celebrate, of course, with his playoff race. All right, so in the NFC East, we've got 3 teams in the hunt for the last 2 slots in the wild card: Rams, Cardinals, Bears. Okay, so we got the Rams versus the Cardinals for the last slot in, and the Bears are playing the Packers. The Cardinals are going to need to win their game, and I think they also need the Bears to lose, if I'm not mistaken, to get in. And the Rams basically need to lose and have both teams beat them. So that's pretty ridiculous. What do you got? Who do you guys got first of all?
I have the Rams, and I'll tell you what. The Rams, even though their starting quarterback is gonna have to get thumb surgery. Oh, he got thumb surgery today. They're like a run-heavy team as it is. You know what I mean?
Darrell Henderson also out, I believe.
Oh, I didn't know that. But
he's gonna be Blake Bortles is gonna be starting, I believe.
Not Blake Bortles.
I mean, well, no, I don't know. They re-signed him. I'm not sure. They re-signed him today. I don't think he's gonna.
Bro, so
I mean, who else do they have?
I mean, if Henderson doesn't play, I might have to change my pick.
I thought it's
I'm pretty sure he's out.
It's a toss-up between them and the Cardinals. It's because it's really whoever wins that game, I think, is gonna have it.
They're rolling out with quarterback John Wolford.
Well, as I was saying, they're a really run-heavy team. Like they pass the ball at a minimum. Whatever they do pass the ball, they do have Cooper Kupp and Robert Wood. They have enough to make something happen. Especially because
don't sleep on Josh Reynolds.
I'm not the little guys.
I'm not too much a fan of the Cardinals, mainly because I don't like their line. I don't know if you guys would agree if that's the problem or not, but their
line is definitely an issue.
Bro, they have Kenyon Drake, DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm not sure if he's good at football or not.
Kenyon Drake?
Yeah, I still don't know. I be thinking he's good.
He hasn't. Yeah, he was good last year, but this year it's just been.
I know. I had him in fantasy. Trust me, but I think it's the line. I don't think it's him.
Chase Edmonds also wasn't productive.
So you got the Rams and the Bears sneaking in? Because that's probably what would happen if the Rams win that matchup. So who do you got, Smokey? You got Rams.
I have the Bears.
I probably have the Rams winning this game just because the defense is so solid and the Cardinals offense couldn't stop me at quarterback. I mean, I said the Cardinals offense. The Cardinals defense couldn't stop me at quarterback. It should be a good one. Should be an entertaining game, divisional matchup. The Rams defense, especially Ramsey on Hopkins, taking away the number one option. That's going to be tough for Murray. And but the Bears is playing the Packers. That's gonna be a stretch. And if Rodgers is playing that whole game trying to go for 50 touchdowns on the season, Chicago's gonna have a tough time getting past the Packers.
I agree with that. You also never know, like especially with divisional games.
Of course, you never know. Then Bears have the defense to upset any team.
In divisional game, your rival knows you better than.
But the Packers did absolutely destroy the Bears last time they played.
Yeah, I honestly have Cardinals winning, and then I got the Bears losing, so the Rams could still make it. I believe that's what's gonna happen.
You have Cardinals and Rams making it.
Yeah, because if the Rams lose, the only way Rams miss is if both the Cardinals and the Bears win.
Yeah, so the Rams are pretty much in.
I mean, unless Aaron Rodgers and them are not playing, which could be a possibility.
Yeah, it is week 17.
That's the only chance I see the Bears being able to, get in there. But moving on, before we finish the NFC, we got more to talk about. The NFC East is still a 3-way battle going into week 17. And that That's huge. We just seen Dwayne Haskins get, released. Like I was about to say fired because it was a little bit more disrespectful than a release. Any takes? I mean, who do you guys got winning that? I can't believe they're about to run with Brandon Allen for the rest of the season. I mean, I can because
do you guys know the breakdowns, like what has to happen to win the division? The
Cowboys have to win, and Redskins
Washington has to lose because Washington has the tiebreaker.
Yeah, and then if the Giants win and Washington lose, the Giants are. They had the tiebreaker against Washington.
What's your NFC East prediction is?
Who are the Redskins playing?
They're playing the Eagles.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Probably Redskins get in just off the weight of their defense.
So if they beat the Eagles,
I
they're
would assume.
automatically in. But if they lose, the winner of the Giants-Cowboys game is gonna be in it. If the Redskins lose, the winner of the Giants-Cowboys game, so that's gonna be a good.
I think the Redskins are gonna beat the Eagles and get into the playoffs.
So.
But I could definitely see the Cowboys sneaking in, though.
So
just off that run game, getting past
WFT, the Washington football team, not the Redskins anymore.
Oh, the football team. I apologize.
Honestly, it's an easy mistake. It's very difficult for the fact that they have such a long name as a team now. It's really weird. That's just like some football. That's like some soccer stuff.
I think the Giants are going to make it, which I know a lot of people don't agree with.
I definitely do not agree with that. There's no way.
The Giants have the worst chance.
What
are you talking about? The worst chance? They just have to beat the Cowboys,
and they have to get the Redskins to lose.
The Redskins could lose. It's not going to be like a. It's not a
It's not a walk in the park. I said it was going to be a good game, but
the 40. Hey, they just washed the
Giants.
Eagles.
Have the worst odds out of the three teams.
They just washed the Eagles and they beat the 49ers in week 15. So I think that they will thrash you guys. But you never know.
I'm a fan, but they did beat the Seahawks 2 weeks.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Colt McCoy has a little bit of a little miracle
in that dog in him.
Isn't Daniel Jones back and active?
Will he be? I think he's going to be a game time decision if he is. I'm not gonna
lie. They don't have no big name running backs, but their running game isn't too bad either. Watching the games, like they get the ball down.
Wayne Gallman is a productive runner.
It don't be too pretty, but they get it done.
Alfred, they have Alfred Morris in there.
Except last week, they only had 50 yards last week, but before that, they were getting it done.
When they were rotating in Gallman and Freeman a couple weeks ago.
No, they played the
Freeman's been injured for a while.
I know that's what I said weeks ago. Then that's when they were still getting the two-headed snake going.
No, but Wayne Gallman was playing good. What's it called? They were rotating Alfred Morris and Dion Lewis and.
Okay, so moving on to the AFC, there's going to be 5 teams that still haven't clinched. There's the Titans and the Dolphins, the Ravens, the Browns, and the Colts. All right, so the Dolphins are going to be playing against the Bills, who just thrashed the Pats, so I could see them not playing Josh Allen and those guys week 17.
The Colts have the easiest game against the Jaguars.
Yeah, and the Colts are playing the Jags, so that's going to be oof. That's looking like a cake one. I'd be very surprised to see them lose.
Tennessee's playing Houston, and J.J. Watt, based on that interview yesterday, seems like he was still kind of determined to play.
Yeah, Titans are definitely playing, what's it called?
Houston, but they're going to have to compete. Like, it's not going to be a cakewalk.
Yeah, they're going to try to mess up their playoff seeding.
Browns play Pittsburgh, so
that's going to be a good one. The Browns have
because the Steelers play stuff. So you think that they'll send their guys?
Nah, they clinched the division and they have no hope of winning the thing. So
the 1, they're out of the 1 seed. So I don't think that the Browns could get an easy one.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And the Ravens against the Bengals, I think that the Bengals can honestly just upset them just because the Ravens are. They're a weird team, Loki. They're so.
No, I think they're locked in right now. I don't think.
I think like sometimes a win like the Giants game that they had this weekend is what you need to get back on track. Like just everybody firing on all cylinders to get your confidence up.
They're way too talented to go down to this.
Like I think this weekend they realized what they were capable of.
With everything on the line, there's no reason the Bengals should win this game.
Yeah, they're not gonna half-ass this game.
And Joe Mixon's not playing either.
Yeah. Hey, when was the last time that guy even played, huh? It's been a minute. But hey, the Bengals just upset the Steelers, man. I don't know why you guys are doubting them all of a sudden. I think the Steelers are a better team than the Ravens. So, and the Bengals have beat. They beat Tennessee.
I would agree to disagree on that. I think the Ravens are a better team.
Well, I guess
it might not be as good on the defensive end just because the Steelers have that insane pass rush with Hayward and T.J. Watt. But the Ravens have a pretty complete defense. And if they could just get that passing game going, that's their only issue. Their run game is out of this world.
Definitely.
They also have the best kicker in football over the last 5 years at least.
They do
Can't
have
just
it.
not mention him.
Yeah, Tucker's often forgotten. Kickers do win games sometimes. That's true. All right, moving on with Haskins. All right. Kid was fired, released, kicked to the curb. Being mode. Get us started. What do you think about what happened to the kid? His second season.
This wasn't the ideal situation for Dwayne Haskins. He's his second year in the league, and he played in the season with no preseason where he was supposed to get the reps. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Of course.
And Ron Rivera was like, yo, you got to give the kid time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I understand you in the business of winning football games. And the WFT, they're playing for the division, so I could understand them benching him or whatnot, but I think cutting him was a little drastic.
Indeed.
My hope is he gets picked up somewhere else because, like, I do think he has, like, a NFL-level arm. The kid could throw deep. Like, he just got to work on his reads and whatnot. But I'm not too happy with them just kicking him to the curb after 2 years, especially like a year like this where everything's just like out of whack.
I don't mind them kicking him to the curb. The guy was at a strip club with no mask on. He thought he was James Harden, but you're not putting up James Harden numbers. Ooh, not to say that it's his fault. He's on it's not a horrible team, but that O-line doesn't really help. He was pretty sacked whenever he was in the game.
Yeah, definitely.
I could definitely see Haskins going to the Pats. See the Pats picking him up. Haskins is a great dink and dunk quarterback. He could fit in a Patriot system. Might as well take the risk. We have nobody else. Jared Stidham is absolutely disgusting.
I have Cam Newton, bro.
I mean, I'm not.
I hope he
this is with. I'm saying Cam Newton being the big brother to Haskins over the next 1, 2, 3 years.
Yeah. If that happens.
Wow, grooming Haskins.
One thing I would like to add before y'all continue, I think this is deeper than just Ron Rivera kicking him to the curb. I think it has something to do with management. Because they kicked RG3 to the curb just like this. Like RG3 tweeted at him last night, like, bro, you're only 23. You're going to bounce back. You know what I mean?
RG3 never did.
Hey, he played good that one game for the Ravens.
For the Ravens, yeah.
Bro, if they win a chip, he's going to get a ring. Like,
that's a big if.
I mean, yeah, Deion Waiters won a ring last year, and he's at home right now. So what does that mean?
He's still busting.
J.R. Smith won a ring the same way RG3 would have gotten his this year if they get one. But anyway, look, I'm gonna say this one short thing. This one at Diana ESPN tweeted out, I will never forget the week leading up to the draft in 2019. A member of the Washington coaching staff told me that he was actually going to throw up in the war room because ownership wasn't listening. Coaches did not believe that Haskins was the right person to be the face of the franchise, but they drafted him based on his personality, and I guess just that they thought he would be a ticket seller, and it was a match not made in heaven. I also believe he was, no preseason. It was unjust. It sucks, but the kid was pretty awful out there. Another tweet by Field Yates at Field
Yates. But he
Yates.
only had Terry McLaurin.
That's true. But we can't. We could give him all the excuses later. This right here is inexcusable. Okay, yeah. There are many areas where Dwayne Haskins needed to be better. This is a quote, but here's one that stands out. Haskins completed just 26.8% of his passes on throws 10 plus yards down the field. That is the worst mark for any quarterback in the NFL over the past 10 seasons.
Don't worry, baby. On the Patriots, you're not going to have to throw that far.
Yeah, he's not going to have to throw him over 10 yards. You're going to hit those little dip and dabs. And
it's true. They're going to dip after the Super Bowl.
Hopefully he finds, what he's looking for. But honestly, I feel like this is another what is that guy? Is it Chandler Jones? Was that the quarterback that was also on Ohio State and left early? And it was something like Chandler Jones. I'm not sure. The quarterback was on Ohio, not Chandler Jones.
While you look that up, I would like to say that I'm a Lions fan, but living in New York, I am also like a resident Giants fan. Like I support them. But the day after they picked Daniel Jones instead of Dwayne Haskins, I was irate. But looking back,
and it was such a better pick.
Yeah, like there's a reason those guys get paid to scout out talent. Because I would have picked Dwayne Haskins.
The guy, it was Cardale Jones. I was close. Cardale Jones.
Chandler Jones is tackle for the.
He was so good at Ohio State. Same as Braxton Miller, and just Ohio State quarterbacks just have a way of not really panning out at the next level so far. So I hope I'm wrong, and I hope Haskins isn't the next in the line of letdowns. But
also,
Oh,
The kid doesn't have an online. He's getting sacked like 2, 3, 4 times a game. It's not gonna help his confidence or anything like that.
That's true. That's true. I say the same about Daniel Jones and such for young quarterbacks. You know, that's how it goes. I was even thinking the same about Joe Burrow. I hope he doesn't come back, you know, fidgety after that big hit that took him out. That's the type of stuff that happens, you know, that mental edge of the game.
I think,
But
Joe
I guess
Burrow
that's.
can be just fine in the mental aspect of the game. Guy's an
I mean, one
absolute,
would hope. You know, one would hope.
guy's an absolute
That's what.
winner.
That's what I thought about. You know, Giancarlo Stanton. After he got hit in the face, it took him a while to bounce back. Even though I thought he was, you know,
Don't even speak on his name.
mentally tough.
Don't even mention.
Shout out to the Padres.
Oh yeah, Padres making moves this offseason.
Making unbelievable moves. You know, they signed that second baseman from Japan. They signed Yu Darvish, traded for
Blake Snell.
All of that baseball talk coming next episode.
Oh yes. All right, guys. That's all from Sport Takes. All right. So we'll catch you guys later. Stay healthy. Stay blessed.
Be on the lookout for shows every Tuesday and Thursday, and follow us on Instagram at SportAches. Thank you and be well.
Take care, guys. Love you.